All right. It's Marcus with Go Local FXBG here today for another local nonprofit spotlight. And today we have Ellie's Elves.
Hi there.
Hey, how's it going? So I've known you guys forever. We've worked together in the past with other events. But yeah, just start with tell us what you're about, who you serve, and yeah. How long you been around, all the good stuff. Give us the bio.
Well, thank you first for having us.
Yeah.
We're honored to be asked and honored to share our mission out with the public. We help families facing a recent unforeseen crisis. We saw a need in our area for families that are working hard, saving, prioritizing. They may look good on paper.
Right.
But, life sometimes has other plans. And that's where Ellie's Elves pops in and tries to fill in between the gaps for those families that have had a major medical diagnosis like cancer in the household, a house fire.
Right. I remember seeing one of those that you guys were a part of trying to help out. And, I love that mission in general because, it's like me when I started Go Local FXBG. I was like, I don't want to just call it niching down, right? I don't want to really niche down. I want to help. I want to try to help as many people as I can, right? Have as big of an impact as we can. And a lot of times it's like you said, that look good on paper part. I was talking to Love Thy Neighbor the other day, another one of our nonprofits.
They're great.
They are great. And the food bank and all these people. And it's like, we have this stigma of like, oh, I've seen the person pull up in a Lexus to the food bank. Like, what are they doing there? They're hungry, apparently. Like, what's it matter? You know what I mean? Because a lot of times as an adults, we live beyond our means.
Right.
Or something happens, right? You were making $200,000 a year collectively in the house and somebody loses their job, or a family crisis happens, or the house burns down, or just there's so many different variables that could happen, especially right now with this whole government crisis going on. And it's wild, right? It's like you got the food bank and the pantries out there, like they were already feeding a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Now imagine how many people they're going to be feeding.
Absolutely.
And it's like, who knows when this thing's going to end. And I'm just so sad to think about going into the holidays with this kind of crisis going on.
Absolutely. There's so many families that were already struggling, but to have that unforeseen crisis. But just yesterday, we were introduced to a family through a local oncology office who single mom with a child, and she had a government job, but now she's on furlough. And the kicker is she's already battling cancer. So,
perfect example.
Yeah,
right?
It's already an unforeseen crisis, but she was trying
to
make it work. Yeah, but that's where we come in, and we feel like that's where community should come in.
Yes.
Anyway,
and I talk about this all the time, talking to nonprofit people, is that luckily we do live in a good community.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of support out here, and the community does tend to come together. Mm-hmm. The businesses will pop right up and be like, "Hey, you hungry? Let's do a food drive."
Right.
We send money out of the state for these disasters when they pop up. Right. So I feel blessed to live in a community where people actually care about each other.
Truly do.
And in all shapes and sizes and causes, and it doesn't matter, right? So that's one good thing about it. Mm-hmm. But it's like you can only do so much. And now when you start piling in the government shutdown and things like that, money's going to get tight.
My family is even impacted by that, but luckily, I'm a cancer survivor. But I know that when we moved here, my husband had a great job for the government, right. New to the government. But we looked good on paper, but nobody was expecting that diagnosis. We had done all the right things,
right.
Saved and planned and put aside, but nobody's expecting.
Well, yeah, you're never expecting it. And then it was like I was talking, they say, I forget what the stat is, but they say the majority of the population's living paycheck to paycheck already.
Absolutely.
Majority of the population doesn't have any kind of savings. If transmission in your car goes out, just cancel Christmas.
Right.
Literally.
Everything's gone at that point.
Right. You know what I mean? All it takes is that one big thing, and now you're poverty stricken.
Right.
So it's unfortunate, you know, and I hope that we as a community learn from all these things and go, you know what, babe, we do need to save some money. We probably should cut back on one of those vacations, like just all the things, right? But then again, at the same time, we want to live. We want to live our best life.
So there's a balance.
There is a balance. I'm always like, we don't need to save, we need to make more money. But then it's like the balance starts shifting.
But
it's like, how much of your time do you want to give up versus how much life do you want to live, right?
How many memories do you want to make with your family and with your friends and loved ones?
So let's talk about where do you guys, I heard you just say that you got a referral from a doctor's office. So where do you find these people? So you've kind of like let people in the community know, like, hey, if you hear of someone that has something that's tragic that happened that need help, let us know and we'll swoop in.
Right. And that happens 9 out of 10 times. At Christmas, it looks a little different. We still work with the families that we've worked with throughout the year. Right. Because we heavily vet our families that we work with. That's good. Unfortunately, you know, there's some folks that take
advantage of the resources.
We've been burned, but we've learned. And we've learned that it offers the opportunity to other families who may not typically ask for help. Right. That, you know, if we do vet, it frees up some resources. Yeah.
Well, there's always so many resources available.
Right. You know, as a community, we found that where there's a will, there's a way.
There is.
But we definitely are, you know, try to tap into what we can in the community. But as you said, it's tough for everybody right now, no matter who you are. But we have at the holidays, we have not only our existing families, but we also have the doctor's offices. We partner with the local school systems, the psychiatrists, the psychologists, and social workers in the local area will refer us these clients, of course, with their permission. Right. They go online and apply on ellieselves.org. Okay. And they do have to have for Christmas or for the holiday assistance, they have to have a sponsor. And that sponsor is that oncology office, that school counselor. So that we know that that's just an extra level.
Extra layer of vetting.
Yes, absolutely. Because, and then also, they also fill out an ROI or release of information. So that way we can talk with, not in great detail, obviously.
Right, but we can at least check in a little bit and see what's going on.
Yeah, because the family sometimes, when they're in the middle of a crisis, they're not going to put everything on an online application.
No, they're not. Well, it goes back. I think it goes back to, you touched on it briefly in the middle of this, is a lot of people just don't want to ask for help.
No. We're usually the ones helping everybody else.
Right. And then when you fill out those kind of forms, you're like, man, I don't want to put that. Mm-hmm. Like, this is horrible already.
Humbling.
It's very humbling. You know, I've had a couple instances in my life where I had to go out and look for resources. And I remember that feeling, and I'm just like, I don't want to do this ever again. Yeah. You know, hard. And it is hard, especially as a man. Right. And, you know, you got to think the man leading the family and, you know, those are the men are going to be like, nah, we're not doing that. We don't need no help. I'll go shovel snow or something. We are stubborn, right? Very stubborn. So, you know, it's hard. And then it's like, then you throw the kids in the mix, you know, especially with like food and stuff. It's like, man, it's one of those things where it's just like, it's embarrassing, right? Because you feel like, man, we're supposed to have all these basic things. Right. And, you know, so.
But everybody at some point needs some kind of help.
Yes.
It's always going to look different.
It's going to look different.
Even if the situation is similar, family dynamics are going to be different.
Especially nowadays. Yeah. You know, I talk about it on my dating podcast. It's like, this is not in the 80s when we were this big, happy family where everything's put together. Now, you know, you got so many single parents out here with multiple kids that are struggling.
Social media,
like all the things, right? You know, and I think something we need to like really preach to the community is like, don't be afraid to ask for help because we have so many resources available.
One thing we also pride ourselves with Ellie's Elves is 8 out of 10 of our most active volunteers or reoccurring volunteers are families
that you've helped.
Yes. So, yes, you're asking for help right at that instant because we get it. Like, our family has been there. Most of us have.
Right.
And if you haven't yet, at some point you will.
There's going to something happen.
But you know what? When life gets itself back in order and you
Gotta be
come
able to
up
give
for air,
back. Gotta be give back.
and that's where we try to utilize and leverage everybody's abilities
Yeah.
and passions.
Yeah,
and
everybody's
they
good
can
at
give
something.
back.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody's good at something. Well, it's
Give
something
back when they can.
it's been something I've been preaching to the community with these Trivia for a Cause events and all the things is like, it's not about money all the time. Most of the time it's about, we need volunteers to execute the mission.
Manpower.
Right. And a lot of
passion.
people, I feel like a lot of people are like, man, I ain't got no money to give, so I can't really do nothing. No, you can go give your time, which is way more valuable than money. Because we can find the money. It's hard, but it's not hard. You know what I mean? The money's going to show up.
Right.
If you're doing good in the community, there's going to be people that are going to show up to support that with the funds.
Right.
But the time and the manpower is what all the nonprofits are lacking.
That's right.
You know, and everybody thinks that, like, these bigger nonprofits are like, oh, they got plenty of staff. Like, I thought the food bank was like that. You know, I'm like, oh man, they got all these warehouses and stuff. Like, they probably got people for days. No, they're like 75% volunteer ran.
Yeah, we're 100% volunteer.
There you go, right?
So we're all trying to
Juggle life,
our own
and
families
help
afloat.
other people's lives.
Yeah.
So, you know, so that's my biggest thing again, between, hey, don't be afraid to ask for help, but also don't be afraid to go give back.
Right.
Because everybody's got, I feel like, I say this all the time too, I'm like, I feel like we've all been impacted by something, right? Whether it's, we knew somebody had cancer, we knew somebody that had whatever, right? There's always something. And there's a nonprofit for every single thing.
Especially in this area.
We have so many nonprofits. Yes.
And I love working with other nonprofits because
Me
we
too.
have found there's certain nonprofits that are very strict on their rules and who they help.
Yep.
But that's where we can, as my husband says, we fill in the gaps.
Yep. We're filling the gaps, and not only that is be able to refer to people, refer each other.
Exactly.
It's like, I don't do that, but they do.
They do.
Right.
There's no sense in us reinventing the wheel if they already do it and do it so well.
Exactly.
Or we can leverage our resources and
come together and do stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So I love that about our community. But yeah, you're right. Something that everybody has is the ability to, give of themselves, of their time. Yeah. And even if they think, oh, I'm stretched thin, as we all are.
Everybody's stretched thin.
Even an hour or 45 minutes to volunteer, we can find something within their wheelhouse.
Yeah, we can find something to make a difference.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And it's like, we can't scream support local if we're not out here supporting local. You know what I mean? And we have so many of that, social media. You go on social media and see so much of that, and I'm like, what are you actually doing though? What are you doing? Or you got the people that only do it for the trophies.
The photo ops.
Right. That's cool. And I struggle with the imposter syndrome because I don't want to brag about it. But then there come a point when I was like, you know what? It's not bragging. It's spreading awareness.
Absolutely.
It's the hope that if we post what we're doing, that other people will pick up on it and will spread it.
Yeah. Whether they want to do the same thing and join in, or it inspires them
start some of their own.
Whatever is their passion.
Yeah, exactly. Because we all got those passions.
Yeah.
My biggest thing with Go Local is like, I want to spread that. Whether it's a nonprofit or a business, take the passion and go do it.
Right.
Like, we're in the land of like craziness. See crazy businesses start every day, and I'm like, how in the world did that work? You know what I mean? Same thing with nonprofits. I'm like, wow, I didn't think of that.
There's a place for everybody. We just have to be supportive and, like you said, leverage our talents with whatever it is that we can offer.
I'm just hoping, I've been joking here lately, but it's not really a joke. Like, we're the worst parents this generation. Like, my daughter's 23. Our kids are entitled and spoiled, and
speak for yourself. My kid is.
I'm sending my kid to you then. I'm gonna be like, go hang out with her.
We have a small farm, and
that's different.
Free child labor over the years has worked out because my child is now 19, and I'm incredibly proud and how well adjusted. But she's a teenager.
Yeah, teenagers will be teenagers. You can't be too hard on them. They need to live like kids, and that's something I talk about all the time. Is like, our kids don't, like, they're not sheltered like we were.
No.
They see everything. You go log online and you see people get shot in the neck, and it's like, what in the world is going on? You know what I mean? So no wonder they have anxiety. They're like, I don't want to go outside. I'm like, I don't either, but we got to.
My husband is a retired cop in Atlanta.
Oh wow!
So
yeah,
even from birth, our daughter has. We've always just been very transparent with her.
I think that's good too, because I think for me growing up in West Virginia, I didn't get that. Like I was sheltered from everything. You know what I mean?
It's West Virginia. There's a beauty to that too.
There is a beauty to that, right? Growing up in the country, there's something good about
Something
that.
peaceful.
But then when you go out in the real world, you're like, whoa, this is real out here. But anyway, we're getting off topic. It all plays together, though. It does all play together.
It goes to show that everybody has. My favorite word in the English language is perspective.
There you go.
And I think that having all of those different perspectives, whether you are, I'm born and raised in Warner Robins, Georgia, and
ended up in Atlanta.
Yeah, went to Atlanta, and then school in Athens, go Dogs, and but then up here in Fredericksburg, where I was a fish out of the water, and then I was diagnosed with cancer. And to see how the community came together around our family.
Imagine that, right? Because sometimes in the country, like, if you ain't from there, everybody's like, they ain't helping you.
Now I'm a White Oaker through and through.
That's right. Me too. I live over there too. Well, that's another good thing about this community is they don't care if you're from here or not. They really don't.
If you're good people,
people will get behind you. I see people. It's like a mixing bowl here, right? We all just came here. It's like the hub, and then once you get here, you're stuck because there's just so much good things going on. Like you don't want to leave.
Yeah, we love it here, and
I do
we
too.
love the community here, and I love all those different perspectives that everybody brings.
Yes,
even from West Virginia.
That's right. That's right.
We balance each other.
That's right.
And what we can bring to the table.
It does. So, how long has the Elves been around?
We have been around since 2013.
Okay.
We have been an official nonprofit. We were just basically
just out there helping, doing good things.
Grassroots was.
I think I remember about back then.
Yeah, when little Ellie Blaine, she was diagnosed with cancer at age 2.
There you go. So that's the origin, right?
Yeah.
So that's where it all started.
Yeah, she was. So when we moved here from Georgia, and we didn't know anybody, I'm a project girl. I always have to have something.
Gotta have something going on.
Yeah.
I love that. Me too.
Keep myself busy. Yeah. So I helped with the fundraiser for my daughter's elementary school.
Okay.
And met a lot of great resources and people in the community that way.
Just fired you up.
Well, some of the people that we met were one of the teachers and her daughter. And that was Tina Reniger at Grafton Village Elementary, and her daughter, Carly, who was a school counselor in Orange. And whenever I went into remission, then Tina's granddaughter, Carly's daughter, Ellie, was diagnosed.
Oh.
And again, talking about paying it forward, they helped when we were homesick, when your world's turned upside down with a cancer diagnosis.
Couldn't even imagine.
First time that I had ever lived out of state. My husband was in the Marine Corps, so he's used to that a little bit more. But Windsor, our daughter, was going into kindergarten.
Wow.
And
what a time to be struggling with something, right?
Yes, we didn't know anyone, but the community rallied around us.
I love that.
Tina made Windsor little Georgia Bulldog dresses, and Carly crocheted me hats for whenever I had my chemo bald head in a Virginia winter, because it's quite different than an Atlanta winter.
Yes. It's very bipolar too. You don't know what you're going to get.
When you go out one
spring one day and winter the next,
exactly.
Right? As soon as the sun breaks and you're like, oh, it's over. Nope, blizzard in March.
Exactly. But seeing their family rally around us, and then when Ellie was diagnosed, we knew we
just had to, right?
To be there.
It's like a natural response. To me, it is.
Yes.
That's one of those, to me, it's a human natural response.
Let's do what we can.
Let's do what we can, especially when somebody's helped us, right? It's like, how can you not help back?
Right.
So I don't even get people that don't think like that.
Not everybody's raised the same.
I don't even know that. I can't even say that though, because I used to think like that, and now I'm just like, is it that though? Because I was very
he just thinks people suck in general.
Yeah, pretty much.
They don't. They just have a different
different perspective. There we go. That's a good one. I'm gonna start using that. I'm like,
that's my favorite word.
It's okay. They just got a different perspective. One of my other favorites is, well, you didn't know what you didn't know.
I say that quite a bit.
You're not stupid. You just didn't know what you didn't know.
Well, and I don't know what I don't know.
Exactly.
We're all learning. If
Right.
we stop learning every single day.
Unfortunately, I'm one of those people that I'm just like, I get frustrated sometimes. I'm like, how do you not know that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
Common sense is not so common. That's what we
Well,
say.
everybody,
Right.
everybody's common sense is different too. You know what I mean?
True, absolutely.
But so yeah, they helped you. You helped. The whole Ellie thing is where it came from, and then you guys named the nonprofit around that.
Yeah, because at the time that she was really getting Ellie, we had done some little things here and there, but when she was really sick, it was leading up until the holidays, into Christmas time.
Okay.
And
so the holidays, I mean, the holidays are special already, but
absolutely
for the nonprofit piece, it's really
that's when you
brings
have
back
one parent at St. Jude with Ellie, one parent with her older brother Noah. You know, they didn't have time to
time to think about Christmas, right? Much
less make dinner.
Right.
So helping with those little things, you know, some of the locals came together, and even some people, friends from the Facebook world, from my Georgia days.
Love that.
Yeah, we rallied together, started just Ellie's Elves, gotta love alliteration. And it started like an online sign up for things like meals and gifts to be shipped to the family.
Love that. And nowadays we've got so many of those platforms to do stuff like that.
Back then
you didn't really have that.
No.
I don't even know if we had FundMe back there or GoFundMe back then.
I don't think so.
I don't think we did either. It was pretty much like, let me go build a PayPal form real quick and see what we can do.
Yeah, I was really impressed with, we did that online registry. It was kind of like an Amazon wish list, but at the time it was the only one that I knew existed that you could plug in different web links for a wish list.
Yeah.
So we did that for their family, and then the Sunday before that Christmas, Ellie passed and went home to be with Jesus. And that little girl, people had never, so many people had never met her, but through
the calls.
Yeah, and through just her family is always been like, they're one of those families you gravitate towards.
Right.
And they were just so inspiring. Even my husband talks about how Ellie's dad spoke at her funeral. And
I can't even imagine
the level of grace and peace that he exuded.
See, and that's awesome though, because like to be able to still have that grace and that peace after something like that, I can't imagine it.
It's inspiring.
I don't even know that I could go on after that. You know what I mean? I just don't even know what it would look like, what it would feel like. And
you can guess all day long, but
you never know until it happens. And I pray to the man above, the good Lord above, that I never have to go through it. And no one has to, but unfortunately, people do. So. All right, so it's 2013. Like I said, I've known you guys for a while.
2017, we became official.
Right.
It stopped being putting everything on my husband's Amex.
I bet you the husband was like, "So are you gonna do this thing official? Because I'm having trouble figuring out how to write this off."
Yeah, and he wasn't, because we weren't a nonprofit, so it was just he knew that that's where my heart was, and he
it's like starting a business. The nonprofit's still kind of a business. It's kind of not.
It has to be set up like
still got to be set up like one. It's just regulated a whole lot more, and now people actually want to know what you're doing, and which is good though, because
keeps you.
There are nonprofits out there that I'm like, I don't know about that. So somebody's got to hold them accountable,
right?
But I don't know where I was going with that. I forget.
Hubby's Amex.
Yeah. That
now,
part.
Now we
I know where I was going.
Of allowing people to donate and it being tax deductible donation, which we are.
One good thing, and another good thing about having a nonprofit is you got to build your board, and that alone, building that team. And now you got people around you. They're going to hold you accountable, hold each other accountable. And they're like, it's not like, it's no more like freestyling. Somebody's like, no, Mark, I don't think that's going to work. We're going to have to reanalyze that.
Yes,
and I'm like, shoot. All right, guys.
For sure.
It is. And it's good, and I've seen good and bad in that too. I'm on the board of a veteran suicide prevention nonprofit. And there was a time where there was somebody on the board that just shot everything down, and we had to get rid of them. Because it was like, no, we can't move the mission forward if you're shooting
We're just
everything
here
down.
trying to help people.
Right. It is serious, but we're really here to help.
Right.
And I've noticed in the nonprofit world is it's competitive. And I didn't see that coming. And it was disappointing. But then someone in the nonprofit world broke it down to me. They were like, look, you got to understand, it's already hard enough to get money as is. Now we're all competing for the same money.
Right.
Because pretty much the majority of these nonprofits locally are privately funded. Mm-hmm. No one's really getting grants like everybody thinks.
Well, grant writing is an art. So if
anybody
can write grants.
I know somebody. You know him too.
Okay.
You know him too.
Well,
Josette knows him.
Okay.
So yeah, someone close to Josette grant writing is an art.
It is an art form. And to have somebody who
understands and
spend their time towards your mission, or keep an eye out for availability of a grant out there.
It is.
That's a challenge.
Well, I'll tell you now with AI, just go crazy on AI.
It scares me.
You have to, man.
I know.
You have to. I mean, eventually Terminator's coming regardless.
I know. My daughter writes.
You just got to do it.
And so she's like, she doesn't cuss, but she cusses AI.
Yeah, I do too.
She's like, they're stealing our thoughts.
Yeah.
But I know. It's
we're programming it. It's not, everybody thinks.
That's what she doesn't
Everybody thinks the AI just runs itself. And I'm like, no, we're constantly feeding it.
Coaching.
Because I had a student with, I do virtual internships with college kids, and I had the student come at me and she was like, I don't like all this AI that we're using. I was like, listen, I get it, because in college they tell you it's cheating.
Right.
Because y'all are writing papers with it. But that's not the case. I was like, I'm feeding it all my ideas, all my experiences, all my missions, my passion, and I'm getting it back. And I'm arguing with it 24/7. I'm like, no, that's not right.
Right.
I'm like, why am I smarter? I was arguing with it one day. I was like, why am I smarter than you? And AI ChatGPT was like, well, if you would give me the right info, I'd give you the right answers. And I was like, well, then ask the right questions.
I have yet to have an argument with ChatGPT, but I look forward to that eventually.
Yeah. Because you can't talk to it crazy, but then one of my friends was like, you keep talking to that thing crazy, and when the robots attack, it's no one's
You're
going
to be the top of the list.
They're coming for you right off the jump. You're good. Anyway, so yeah, I love what you guys are doing out in the community. What do you got coming up? Besides, we got Trivia for a Cause on Wednesday.
Yep.
Not the last Wednesday in the month, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. No, we're doing first. Yeah. I know I'm all over the place. You're the one that was like, the date's wrong. The 5th, so next Wednesday, actually.
It's coming up there
next Wednesday, and I'm going to drop.
Downtown Fredericksburg.
That's right. I love Brock's. It's a staple in the community. It's always been here. I went from getting drunk as the early 20s and to now stopping in for happy hour like adults do.
Adults do that? Adults have time for that?
Yeah, it's like after the work on the way home. It's normally husbands that do that stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
On the way home from work, they stop in, have a drink or two while you guys are doing things at home, I guess. I've never been married, but I can imagine that's what it looks like.
We wonder why.
Yeah, right. Be home in a minute, finishing up.
Hard workload.
Right. I got stuck at work. No, but anyway, so next Wednesday, Brock's 6 to 8. We're raising money, and
it is family friendly, right?
It is family friendly. Bring good kids.
Yes, because I have no capacity. No.
I don't. I'm that guy at the restaurant.
Kids that are good at trivia.
That's right. Yeah. They ain't got to be good at trivia. They just got to be well behaved.
Well, yeah.
Perfect example. Last Wednesday, a family walked in with 2-3 young kids, sat right in front of where I'm hosting, and I'm just like, please don't be loud. Please don't be bad.
Were they?
They were good. They were amazing, and I was like, wow.
And that's how you teach them, I think, is
bring them out in social settings.
Yeah.
And see how they respond, and then you teach them to read the room.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've got adults that I got to do that with. I'm like, read the room. Why are you being so loud?
There's a lot of people who don't know how to do
Right. So, yeah. What other events you got? You say you got Christmas coming up that you're going to be helping families.
Care to Share Christmas. That's our Christmas program.
Okay.
So, if there's any doctors' offices, local organizations, because we love partnering with other nonprofits.
Love that.
School administration, social workers that want
referral partners, basically.
Anybody that wants to refer a family to us, that it needs to be, again, a recent, so like within the last 12 to 18 months.
Okay.
Unforeseen crisis.
Okay.
So something that is not, yes, we help families that are cycle of poverty,
Right.
but it has to be something that was not a
Ongoing thing.
yes,
Kind of like when
ongoing
you go to a
issue.
doctor, no ongoing injuries.
Yeah. We want that family that, again, they may look like they don't qualify for any other help. They
Right.
may qualify for
They
other
may.
help, but the families that we help are the ones that no amount of preparation could.
Well, I think the important thing you said was that recent tragedy. It's
Right.
like those are. I feel like yes, we want to help everybody,
Right.
but those recent. Oh my God! Out of nowhere, now we're probably not eating next week. That type of thing is tough.
Or you don't even have the bandwidth to
Even
think
comprehend
of
it.
Christmas.
Right.
And
Man, I hate that. And,
even online shopping seems daunting
Yes.
to some of the families that are sitting right now with their child in the pediatric ward battling.
You got to imagine, like, people are already stressing. It's not even December yet.
Right. Yeah,
I'm stressing for them.
absolutely.
I mean, my daughter's grown, so if I ain't got no money, I'm gonna be like,
They understand a little bit more.
here's some
Yeah.
oodles and noodles. You're good.
There you go. Here's
But those little kids, man, that are sitting and expecting to see something under the Christmas tree, that's tough.
It is, and we do also help, all of our school age families, even special needs families, even if they have a young adult in their home that might not grasp that.
Right.
Okay, we've
I tell you
had
somebody,
a decent
not to
year.
cut you off, but I tell you
But he
somebody, yeah, but I did. It's my ADHD,
No,
man.
I'm not
I hear it and I'm like, let me
I say
touch
it
on
now?
that. The Oberly Academy. Have you heard of them? So it's a school. It's a private, nonprofit school. They're privately funded, and they work with special needs kids and underserved kids. They got kicked out of school, but they're really great. I think it would be a really great referral partner for
Yeah.
you
That'd be great.
because they work with his kids year round.
Yeah.
So it's a constant
Or
flow.
if that within those households, there's been
I'm sure.
an unforeseen crisis. If
Maybe
a
not for the
parent-
Christmas program, but
right.
other.
Yeah. But throughout the year, it's an unforeseen crisis is what is our particular
goal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our mission. Now we do every Tuesday switch things up. We offer clothing and housewares to families at the Hollywood Church Food
Okay.
Pantry. So
Ooh, I gotta link you. Have you linked with the Green Thread bus?
I've heard of
You gotta
them.
link with them.
Okay.
I seen them at the food bank, and they had a whole freaking school bus full of clothes.
Yeah.
and it's like a pantry, but for clothes.
Right.
You just walk on, get whatever you want. It was the coolest
That's
thing
awesome.
ever. I was like, wow, that's really unique and cool.
We used to allow people to shop like that until COVID, and we had to switch it up. But now we have the Hollywood Church on Ferry Road
Okay.
has offered us a portion of their basement that
Set
is
up
in
your little,
conjunction
set
with
up
their
a
food
thing.
pantry.
Okay.
And what we do is, while the families fill out a wish list for which food that they would like and eat, and that, there may be an allergy in their home,
Right.
they try to cater and customize the
good.
food for that. We also have a wish list for what clothing they need.
Love that.
So we are building their bag of clothing
Love
while
that.
they're building their box of customized food wishes.
Awesome stuff y'all are
So-
doing. So tell everybody where they can find you guys at online and all the places.
Online, it's ellieselves.org, ELLIESELVES.
For people who can't spell like me.
Well, if people want to say elves.
Right, right.
So ellieselves.org, or on Facebook, we're Princess Ellie's Elves. Yes, because she was quite the princess.
See, it's
And-
important though, because as the marketing guy, when the branding is different names on different platforms, I'm like, I found you over here, but I can't find you over here.
Yeah. Well, there was some other Ellie's things in the community, but Ellie was
The
tried and true, a
princess.
princess. She loved all things pink and sparkly,
that.
and that goes back to our tagline of "Let It Shine."
I love that.
So when Ellie passed, we actually put out thousands of luminaries to surprise her family at her visitation, pink luminaries at that, and had all sorts of volunteers from all walks of life out there.
Love
and
that.
that's when we realized that this started with one sweet little girl,
Yep.
but it didn't need to end there. Her legacy is going to continue to touch families.
And I'm finding a lot of these nonprofits start with one little thing, you know what I mean? And then
It's the mustard seed, right?
one little seed gets planted, and then it's like, nah, why stop here? You know what I mean? Like I just did the Hardy superhero party last week over at Strange Ways, and I've done it 2 years in a row. And oh my God, the amount of people that come out for that thing.
That's an incredible family.
It is incredible family. I get chills talking about it. I was like, wow, this is a lot of people. And, you know, it's just awesome. Again, the community we have is great.
We also, I want to mention on
Yes.
our Ellie's Elves page on social media, we have a Operation Declan Strong
Okay.
push going on right now. Declan Samuels is a little 8-year-old boy from Conway Elementary who is battling cancer. He is right now with his mom in the hospital, and we want to make him smile. He's stuck in a hospital bed right now, and he loves sharks
Oh,
and fish. He loves to go fishing, but he also loves all sorts of airplanes, and he loves military. So we're bringing all of those things together.
well, we got plenty of military in the area
Right.
to help him
Right.
smile more.
We want people. There's an address where if they want to mail things,
Okay.
they can mail them to our Ellie's Elves office, and we're getting them to the family. Or they can even just take a picture of a sign that says, "Hey, we're praying for you, Declan," and post that, with your group of military folks at work. Because I know that even though some are furloughed, like
They're
my husband,
working.
they're still working. And so to feel like, especially during this furlough, you're able to do something
Yes.
in that aspect to give back
Yeah.
while you have to be there.
That's right.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a
yeah,
positive
I've
thing.
heard that talk here lately of like, I gotta go in here and not do nothing. You know what I mean? Just to be here. So remind me when we're done. I'll go back and chop that piece of the video out so you can use it
Okay.
where you're talking about him and stuff.
Okay.
So,
Perfect.
well, listen, thanks for coming in and talking with me today. I always love sitting down and chatting with you. We could go on forever because we just got that going on. We both like to talk. And we're passionate about all the things.
Yeah, there's passionate perspectives, right?
That's right. That's right. Some call it just, ADHD.
That's your
Squirrel. Yeah. Anyway, so thanks for joining us. I
Thank you
love
for
hearing
having me.
about Ellie's Elves. I didn't know the whole story. Now I kind of do. You guys come see us next Wednesday at Trivia for a Cause, downtown Fredericksburg, Brock's 6 to 8. So it's early enough. It's like that dinner time.
Yeah, bring your family.
Bring the family, well-behaved kids.
Yes, please.
And we'll hang out and have fun. It's a $100 gift card to Brock's for the
Nice.
winning team, which is crazy. There's no other prize that big for trivia alone. And then we're raising money and talking about good things. So what else is there to do?
Well, and I know a lot of people even have, maybe church at 6, but come join us at
Come
7.
after. Who cares?
You need to eat.
You can jump in.
Yeah.
And we do a bonus round in trivia that's double the points. If you get there a few minutes late and you're really smart, you can catch up.
Nice. That works. I would love to have you out there. And if anybody has any questions, come online to ellieselves.org or shoot us an email at info@ellieselves.org.
Awesome. All right. Well, until next time, guys, we'll see you down at Brock's next Wednesday. Toodles.
Bye.